Hi everybody, welcome to Craft Addict K. We're really excited. This is a special edition of our Mania and stash diving. And Samantha, you got anything you want to say real quick before we change our setup a little bit?
Not that I know of. She's Carla, I'm Sam.
That's right. And we're mother-daughter. If you're just joining us, welcome. If you are a returning visitor, take a seat. We're glad you came back. We are going to do things a little bit differently today. We're doing two videos back to back, so bear with us. Our first video is going to be our Mania for 2020, and we're going to go through what our plans are, and maybe you get to have a little bit of input on what we end up stitching for our Mania as well. And I did a little bit of a stash dive, so we're going to share that with you. So we're going to be right back with a new setup. All right, everybody, welcome back. So I'm hoping we can show this first time we've set up this way, so bear with me. This, as you know, if you've watched our planning videos, is my 2020 planner. So I wanted to look back and see what am I doing for this year's Mania, and what did I do last year. So part of my planner, and this was a oh, what do you call these, Samantha? The disc happy planner. Oh my goodness, couldn't think of it. And this is this year's. I have a calendar. Bear with me as I flip through here. I had a calendar, so it's got January, February, March, and as I've been going through and finishing things, I highlight it off, and as I've been starting things, I write it in as well as with the year that I started it, because I do have some 2018 pieces. So that was January, February, March. And then this is April and May. And as you can see from my May, when I started this at the beginning of the year, I have 3 projects currently that were left from last year's Mania starts. And I have a new start that is scheduled to start on May 3rd. It's Night Walk Down that I'm doing with Virtual Stitchers. So my 3 starts from last year, we're going to go through those and show some progress update, and I'll let you know, because I'm kind of doing a meld between doing a Stitch Mania per se and a Stitch Sania, which is something that Stephanie at Lindy Stitches is doing, and I'm kind of combining my own twist to it, which is what it's all about, right? So let's get to it. So the first one up that I worked on is Home is Where the Needle Worker is, and kind of show you, this is my working pattern. This is by Sandra Sullivan. Home is Where You Hang Your Needlework. A little bit dark, and I have been working on this. Samantha's bumping.
Sorry.
I've been working on this. I started it May 1st. It was my first Mania start. Last year was my first Mania I participated in. Made some of my own changes by putting my initials K and P in there and doing a couple little changes here and there, and my floss selections. And I do enjoy working on this piece, so this will definitely get some love on May 1st because it is its birthday. So I will be working on that. Home is Where You Hang, and it should say your needlework. So I'm getting places. I just got this part down the bottom and down the side, and it is fun to stitch on. So it will get there. The other start that I had started last year, and I started this on May 13th. And I've done some progress on it, and that is the Early Americans. And sorry as I dig stuff out here, because I only have my pattern copy. So this is a Little House Needleworks design, and it's the Early Americans. And I started this last year, and forgive me, I'm not as prepared as I once thought I was.
May 13th.
Because now I am pulling out my scroll rods. So Samantha, can you help? So this is where I am. I'm working on Martha Washington, And what I have done, and I am doing this in Valdani Floss, a shop that I purchased the pattern from had a conversion. So I'll unscroll this a bit. And this is what, can you kind of, there we go. We'll tighten this up a little bit, bear with us. So this is what I have finished so far, and that is the John Hancock and the Betsy Ross. And I'm working on, like I said, Martha Washington. So for this year's Mania, I would definitely like to get the Martha Washington block done. That's my goal. And I will be working on that if I don't finish it before the 13th. I will be working that on May 13th, which is its birthday of inception. I do not hold any thoughts of being able to actually get the whole process done, but I am making progress and I'm happy with that. And my final leftover, if you will, from 2019's initial Mania was a mystery salve called Hello Pumpkin. And I started this on May 17th, and it is a little bit wrinkled, and it is a mystery salve, so I do not have the pattern if Samantha pulls it off. It is a caterpillar cross stitch pattern. So this is where I've moved up into the tree. I don't know that I will get this done this year, but it is kind of a fun stitch, and I just pull it out whenever a challenge in one of the groups calls for it. And this is on a vanilla latte hand dyed by Stephanie Fabrics. It is a 28 count Jobelan fabric, and so that's where we are with that. That's Hello Pumpkin. So now, Samantha, do you have any that you want to show that you had started in last Mania?
No.
Okay,
I
so
don't think I didn't do that. I watched you struggle starting everything.
are you going to do it this year's Mania, do you think?
No.
All right, so I cannot do, one of the things I encourage everybody to participate in some form of Mania because you learn so much about your own stitching abilities, and what your likes and dislikes are. And so I came in with big plans to my first Mania of I'm going to stitch all the things. I'm going to start something every day. Well, I soon learned that I am not a fun starter. And I like to get projects started and make good progress on them. So I started out this year with planning a weekly start. So 4 projects for 4 weeks. Then I did a stash dive. And so that has made me rethink, and maybe I need to start a few more things. So here's my 4 that I'm definitely, it's on the list. I'm going to start it. The first one is a Heaven and Earth design, and I'm just going to show you the picture. This is called Alligator Girl. And I do not have the designer, but we'll plug it in here. Samantha and I will put it in when we edit. And the reason why this has become a start is my husband saw this hanging on my board in my craft room, and he says it's like Green Lantern, only the female version of Green Lantern, and he thought it looked pretty cool. So that has moved up to one of the top lists that I will be doing a Heaven and Earth start in May, and it will be this one. Not that I don't have enough going.
Yeah, for real.
I also, in my nice little project bag, have another new start. This is one that is scheduled to start on May 3rd with Virtual Stitchers, and it is the Blue Flowers Night Walk Down. Let's see if we got that. There we go. And so that will be a start. This is I make work copies, but, and it is 256 wide by 151 high. A lot of people have been stitching it. I am going to be stitching it, and I believe I'm going to, sorry for the crinkles. This is the fabric that's calling to me. It's Melody by Hand Dyed Fabrics, and I'm just going to kind of lay that out. And this is a 28 count Jobelan fabric, and I think that's pretty true to color there, and it's just the right size to put that on. So Night Walk Down, and it says Night Walk Down the Sky with the Moon in her hand. So I'm really looking forward to it, and I think this is going to be the perfect fabric to put that on. It looks like it matches up The called for fabric, if you're interested, is called Shrinking Violet Linen from kittenstitcher.com. That is the called for. So that is a definite gonna start, and that is gonna be a May 3rd start. The other one that is definitely gonna be a start is I decided to do a Mania of firsts. Samantha's sitting here smiling at me. A Mania of firsts. And for me, it's doing a very pretty Miss Ladybug. I've not done a Mirabilia or anything like that, although I do seem to collect their patterns. So I have decided I am going to start this this year. So it'll be my first is a Mania start. And I am putting that, and I picked the fabric out for this, on a Under the Sea Fabrics Avalon. It is a Lugana, a 25 count opal Lugana. And I'm not sure if that's real true to color. I think I'm getting washed out a little bit. But it does have purples and pale greens, and I think it's going to be a really good fit for Nora Corbett. And so that is my second for sure. No, third for sure project. And I have that in my little handy dandy nursing project bag with the beads. Floss is on order and on its way, so hopefully it'll be here soon. Then my last start for Mania, that is a for certain start, is I'm going to do Newcastle Bouquet. Sorry, trying not to. Newcastle Bouquet by Teresa Kogut. This is one of her new market releases. Really liking it. Here we go. That's a good picture. I just love the reds and how I just think it's going to be really pretty. And this is Newcastle Bouquet. It's a sampler. And I have, true to form, doing something different. I have selected a Under the Sea Fabrics again, called Looking Glass. It is a 36 count linen. If you follow me, you know I am not much of a linen stitcher. I don't know how I had this in my stash, but I did. And it is, if I do a 2-inch border, it is the right size. And I think it's just enough pale to, it's kind of like got some light grays, a little bit of greens. It does kind of wash out in the, with the, I have the light, natural lighting here, and it's a sunny day, and sometimes it helps and sometimes it doesn't help. So, but that's
very pale.
It's really pale. And it's a 36 count linen, which is not something I have stitched on before. I have stitched on linen, but it's not my favorite. I tend to like the Lugana and the even weave. I like to stitch on that fabric. But I thought it warranted something different, and it was the right size. So 2-inch border, and I really think those reds will pop off of this, and I'm looking forward to starting Newcastle Bouquet. So that is my definite starts. Samantha, you have some definite starts you want to share?
I don't have any definite starts, but I got progress.
Okay. Do you want to share what your Mania plans are?
Well, my Mania plans as of possibly 10 minutes ago, I decided to stitch one of my parchment tapestry flowers, at least one of them each week, hopefully. Okay. If it doesn't, if I don't follow my plans, oh well, that's more progress, I guess. Okay. Don't want to set anything in definite stone, but...
So, Parchment Tapestry by Rosewood Manor. Mm-hmm. And I think she's worked this flower, and I think she's done this one and this one.
No, I've done this corner.
Okay. So, we'll have that in our update video, which will come up next, unless you brought it in with you.
It's over there.
Oh, okay.
They're going to have to wait a little bit.
You'll have to wait for the next video. Okay. So, let's do a stash dive. We're 13 minutes in. Okay, so here is where you play a very vital role in what in the world I'm going to be doing for Mania, because if I start the 4 projects that I feel fairly certain I'm going to start each week, I want to have some backups. And there's some things that I had kitted. There's some things that as I was diving into my stash, I was like, oh, I really want to stitch that. So I thought I'm going to share it with you all and go from there and see what you can help me with. So Saviours Praise is on the list. This is, sorry for you got double glare on this because I have it in a document protector and it's still in the sealed packaging. I never even opened it and took it out. This is Saviours Praise. It is by Shakespeare Peddler. This was all the craze, but I just love the border. I've ordered fabric for this. I'm getting 32 count platinum. Lugana or an even weave. It hasn't come yet, but I do have it on order and I'm looking forward to doing this one. So Saviours Praise is on the list. Another one that I found that I really like, and I got this last year at STITCHCon, and that is Sue Hillis's Hello Halloween. And I just think it's so cute. Look at those guys. So Hello Halloween. Now the only thing is I've pulled fabric for this, and I pulled 2 different colors because I couldn't decide which one I wanted to do. So I have an orange fabric that relatively matches what it's on. And I pulled a piece of
Did you use, no, that wasn't your Halloween Quaker fabric.
I don't know what this is.
Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry.
Samantha keeps kicking her.
Sorry.
I'm not really sure what that is. Name-wise, it is a purple color, but I really liked it, and I thought it would be good with that as well. So I'm leaning more towards the purple, but I would love to hear your thoughts. If you think it should be purple or orange. And this may be a Halloween start for me this year. It's really high up on the list because it looks like it's fairly simple stitch of blocks of color. So you let me know. Purple or orange, what do you think for Hello Halloween by Sue Hillis? So Samantha, I'm going to hand this over to you if you want to put that back together. Last night, I could not be outdone. I had to, everybody's been talking about it, the most recent Long Dog sampler release, and that is called Anzac. We stitch with a lot of Australian stitchers on Virtual Stitchers, and I think that, you know, we were talking, and one of the ladies, Jennifer, I believe, said that she feels like this is like a tribute to our fellow stitchers that are across the seas, and we know Australia has been through some fires this year, and it's been a difficult year, and I just thought that this really looks like it would be a really fun stitch. You have kangaroos, you have geckos and lizards and birds with frogs and spiders, and there's whales, and just over here's flamingos, and I mean there's just all different animals. There's a ship down here. I just really kind of calls to me a bit. So I've ordered fabric for this confetti, and I'm thinking about doing it in a brown. I don't know if this will be a Mania start, but I'd love to hear your thoughts because I have another Long Dog. So one of them is going to be a start. Which one will be up to you? So I have Anzac. There you go. And in my gay run bag, because I've had this kitted, my Pink Flamingo gay run bag, I have the other Long Dog sampler that I own. Thankfully, I just own the 2, and it's Life After Death. And I'm sure you've seen this around town before. It's 372 stitches by 325 stitches. I like this. It looks like it would be fun. I'm really, you know, every time I look at this, I want to stitch it, and I don't know why I haven't yet. I mean, you got the whale with the people in it, and Oh,
The dog chasing the rabbit.
yeah, there's a dog chasing a rabbit over here. There's animals. And it's kind of like I could do it into sections. I don't know. It does call me. So this is Long Dog Sampler's Life After Death. And I do have the fabric for that already pulled. And the fabric selection, let me see, is a 28 count Jobelin. And it's a big piece because it's 28 count. And I'm not 100% sure. I thought I wrote down the name of what that was. And I don't think I did. At least not here in my bag where it should be. I have selected, but this is like pretty true to color, I think. It is a big piece. I want to say it's Angel's Lace. I am not sure. I will have to see if I can find out. I had it. I don't know. It must have come off. But, yep. PR078 is the floss that I was going to do for it. And this is, Samantha has a yarn roller. So I took a part of a hank. That's not a full hank. Whoop. Grab that. This is silk floss. Here is the full hank. I did get a hank and a half, I believe. And hopefully I didn't mess that up because it makes me nervous. It makes me nervous. But you can see there's oranges and reds and purples. But I thought that really would pop on there and would make a good thread to use, or floss, what have you, silk threads. Whoop, lost my cover page there. To use to do this pattern with. So, but instead of cutting the hank, what she has done is she has rolled this on her yarn cake winder, whatever it is she got for Christmas, so I can just pull it off of there and not lose or be stressed about cutting that hank, because it stresses me out. Let's be honest, it does. So, and I have a little piece here that's kind of, you know, it's silk and it's different for me. So that is PR078 from Silks For You. If you're interested, I just think it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So, so between the two long dogs, this one is kitted up. It's ready to go. It just needs me to quit thinking around and get started already. So, would love to hear your thoughts on Anzac, because that is also one that is calling to me. So, I don't know. Do you have more than one long dog going at a time? I should premise my video, or our video, with Virtual Stitchers is doing a challenge next year of no starts. So that has even further encouraged me to start all the things this year, because of trying to do this challenge of no starts next year as the group, and we're kind of tossing money together pretty much to whoever makes it to the final end will get the kitty, which I think is pretty cool. Okay, so those are the ones I have kitted. Let's talk stash dive. Boy, did I do a stash dive. I don't know. I have Stitching by the Sea. This is a pin cushion by Jeanette Douglas Designs. And I actually pulled this out because it was one of the Virtual Stitchers' birthday, Megan May. And I believe one of her birthday starts was the Jeanette Douglas Designs. And I saw this when I was stash diving. I didn't even realize I had it. So I may do this as her birthday. And I think I missed her birthday. That was yesterday. And so I may do this. I have, keeping Halloween in mind, I have Stony Creek Collection Spooktacular Halloween. And this one called out to me mainly because I think I have the right fabric for it. And that would be I believe this is Murky by Picture This Plus. And I thought that would make a great back fabric for that. I also have been wanting to do Birds of a Feathers design Scared Silly is another potential Halloween start. And this is Birds of a Feather, Scared Silly. I just thought that would be another cute pattern. It's got good blocks of color that could go same thing on this murky fabric. So those are two potential Halloween starts. And maybe if I don't start them for Mania, maybe I will do the October one that Gary does from Sunshine Stitchers. He does like a month of October. He does Halloween starts. So maybe that will become a... But these are definitely, once I pull the floss, I believe I'm putting this on this murky fabric. So I'm trying to keep that together so we don't get it lost in the realm of things. Yeah, lost in the sauce. Then, you know, here's one that really sings to me, for lack of a better word. It is the Songbirds Garden series. Cottage Garden Samplings has done this. I purchased 3 of these while at Keepsakes for STITCHCon last year. And when I was stash diving, I came across it. And I really like robins. It's one of my favorite birds. I get excited when I see them because that means winter is nearly over. So I thought this would be a nice springtime start and a nice thing now just to remind us, you know, in our current situation going on. We all know about COVID, but what a great reminder to keep hope up. So that is one of the ones that's at the top of my list. So this is definitely a possibility for Mania start. Definitely a possibility. I'm putting this in the possibility pile. There's got to be a possibility pile and well, maybe we'll save that for later. This is a heritage sampler that as I was stash diving, I realized, why haven't I started this yet? I have the fabric. It's on whoops, sorry about that. 30 count antique lamb's wool linen, which is kind of stiff. I got to be honest. You can see how stiff that is. But it's a lamb's wool linen. I don't know. I've had that for a bit. And it's not the called for fabric for this, but it is the Plum Street Samplers Heritage Sampler. And it's got George Washington crossing the Delaware. It's got Abe Lincoln. And, you know, I just like the border. I like everything about this. And it's Heritage Sampler by Plum Street Samplers. And I don't know why I have not stitched it yet. I haven't even started it yet.
I haven't even kitted it yet.
I haven't even kitted it yet, but it is definitely one of the ones that's on a possibility list. But this may be, because Virtual Stitchers does the 29th of the month, there's a new start for Leap into the New Year. So this may be my July 29th new start. I don't know. But I have the fabric and I have the pattern. All I gotta do is pull the floss and actually chart it, which would be, you know, why wouldn't you do that? I hope you're enjoying the stash dive. There is quite a bit. So that's definitely going to happen. A while ago, I got a magazine pattern. And it's one of those, well, here.
You'll know when you see it.
You'll know it when you see it. It is a magazine pattern. I got this, I'm not sure. It came out of the World of Cross Stitching magazine. Somebody mailed it to me. I probably purchased it on eBay or something. But for me, it reminded me of Samantha. And that's what called me with her black wavy hair. So I would like to stitch this. I saw it in my dive yesterday. So I don't know. It may become one of those ones that I start as one of my 29th of the month starts. So there's that. I've been wanting to do an ink circles. This is not an ink circles, but it is very similar design-wise. This is Needle Mania, and it's a Mark Davis, by Mark Davis. Needle Mania by Mark. It only has, I believe, 2 colors. Yeah, Gloriana Cranberry and Gloriana Antique Gold. Never stitched with Gloriana threads. I hear that they're beautiful. Anything like this, it looks beautiful. But I thought, this is similar style pattern of an ink circle, so maybe I'll give that a try. So that's one that I identified that I'd like to start. Then summer's coming, so why not throw in some Raise the Roof? This is my Cone Runneth Over. I think I got this off the freebie table at StitchCon. It's a Raise the Roof design.
I think it came with the folders that we got at their table.
Yeah, it might have been. I don't know. I'm not sure, but I really like it. So my Cone Runneth Over, and I'm all about the ice cream. I like ice cream. Do you like ice cream? What's your favorite kind of ice cream? Maybe we should ask that in our video next. Okay. Then I must have gotten into the Christmas drawer because I have All Dolled Up by Little House Needleworks. And my intention when I got this was to make some pin cushions for my Stitchy friends that sew. And I haven't even started it. I haven't kitted it. And I have some small pieces of scrap fabrics that I'd really like to use, some linens, and do some of these littler projects on. And this only has three threads, colors. So it would be really easy to kit it up and stitch it. So this is All Dolled Up by Little House Needleworks. So I was trying to find some smaller patterns that I could do as a quick stitch. And we have Heart and Hand. This is Herbert. And I thought that was cute. It's by Cecilia Turner. I just thought it was cute. Yeah, it would make a cute ornament. You could do them on perforated paper. I just really thought he was cute. So I don't know. He came out to play. Needle Bling Designs Christmas Eve Ride. May you never be too old to search the skies on Christmas Eve. And if you have a lot of glare, I apologize. I'm really trying to angle this so you don't. And this is a Needle Bling design. And I just think it's cute. Look at the houses. If you're a house fan, Christmas, it would make a great little pillow or, little frame. It is, stitch count on that is 78 inches high and 184 inches wide. So that's not bad. That's really not bad. Then another Needle Bling design is Sunflower Barn.
I like that one. I remember that.
I like this one too. And it says welcome, and it's got the sunflowers. And I just really, when I saw that, I was like, why haven't I stitched this yet? So this will be a summer start at some point if it doesn't make it into my Mania this year. It will definitely be a summer start. The other one from Needle Bling Designs, I must have really liked them. This is Home is Where the Heart Is. And it's Heart and Home, sorry, is the name of the design. Needle Bling Designs Heart and Home, and it says Home is Where the Heart Is. I actually found that fabric that looks like old boards recently, and I have it ordered, so when it gets here, this will become a start. I just think I have to mix in some easier stitches because I do so many big projects. I do so many heaven and earth designs and full coverage designs that sometimes you just crave to have, a little bit of a finish. So I was looking for that specifically. This is Easter Peep by Brenda Gervais, and of course we just had Easter, and I've seen this stitched. I think it's adorable. So that is on my, at some point I need to start that. So, and we have a couple more. This one was a pattern from Cross Stitch, or from Barefoot Needle Arts, and it's called A Stitch in the Hand, and it says toes in the sand, stitch in the hand, and you'll see as I go through, I kind of jumped down a summer theme, and that might be because of this quarantine that we're staying inside, and I'm craving getting out to beaches and water and someplace other than my four walls. So some of my choices were selected, I think, based on that. Plus my daughter, Rachel, that you met on our last video, has all kinds of her motifs in her home, in her apartment, is a lot of beach themed, anchors and ships and water and mermaids and stuff like that. So some of these were purchased with that in mind. This is a hands-on design. This is called Crab. It's it's Grab Life, but it's got a little crab on there that says Grab Life with both hands. And I thought that was a really cute small that would really pop out.
I remembered I wanted to stitch that, make the crab blue like Maryland crab.
Yep. And it's only 90 by 95, so it's stitches. So it's not a big project. That will definitely get done. And then Lindy Stitches is having a challenge. If you do one of her stitches as part of Mania, you're entered into a drawing. If you watch her video, you will see more details about that. But that's not why I'm doing this. But I wanted to make sure I had a Lindy Stitches in the lineup for Mania. And I thought this change in latitude spoke to me. It's a Lindy Stitches design, and it says a change in latitude would change my attitude. And I think that is adorable. I know that Steph from Just Keep Stitching, she stitched this. And I got this when I was at StitchCon last year, and it needs to come out for a play. It looks like a fairly easy stitch. I just got to pick my fabric and pull my floss. So, and it is fitting in today's environment. Do you not agree? And then finally, so this is a definite pile. My definite pile is really tall, just saying. And my final one that I thought would be a nice stitch is a hands-on design, coffee, a hug in a cup. And it's called a hug in a cup, and it is hands-on design. And I thought, I like that. I don't know that I may do some color changes on it, but I do like my coffee. So, is that all of our Mania stuff plans? Do you have anything? Nope, that's not Mania.
I think that's it.
I think that's it. So, we do want to thank you for coming and joining us. We want to say...
Did you have another Haid? You had like 4 Haids.
I purchased some more Haids, but no. We just want to say thank you so much for joining us. We hope you enjoyed this video. It's our first Mania video, and we will be following up here real shortly with our monthly update. And I have a lot in that too. Samantha, you have anything you want to say?
Welcome. Or goodbye.
All right, everyone. Happy stitching. And whatever your Mania plans are, whether it's Mirabilia Mania, Monogamous Mania, Mania of starting new starts every day, I just hope you have fun stitching and have a relaxing time and
Don't
enjoy.
stress out.
Yes, and enjoy it. Remember, it's supposed to be fun. Stitching is a hobby that is meant to be fun. It's not meant to be work, and it's not meant to stress you out. So if you're one of those people that don't like to have 50, 100, 300 starts, then don't start that many. Start what you want to start, stitch on what you want to stitch, and have a great day.